Good afternoon, everyone. Myself is Kasturi, and I have Sangavi with me. Today, we are going to learn few things about Fast API. Fast API is a high-performance web framework which is used to build APIs with Python. Like we can develop new APIs with in Python. As single page applications became increasingly common these days, separate backends like these created by using fast APIs are an essential part of an web application architecture. Fast API codes also have a 100% test coverage, hence it is robust and production ready. Uh, so we can use it directly in our applications without modifying any features or something. If at all we want to incorporate any features from the Fast API which has, we can use it in our application. Um, Mainly, Fast API focuses on speed, which is why it's of high performance, both in development and runtime. Fast API got the best practices of many other frameworks and combined them to make a grand framework. And we'll see the features in the upcoming slide. It offers features like type hinting, async IO and await, data classes, etc., which is leverages most of the Python languages features into this Fast API. Sanvi, can you move to the next slide? Sanvi, can you move to the key features slide?
Yeah, is my screen stuck?
Now I'm able to see. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said before, like FastAPI leverages most of the modern Python languages features than any other framework, like type hints, async IO and await, data classes, etc. The first feature that to outline is automatic interactive API documentation. Like the one of the main features of any API is like it should have a documentation with all the details of how the API performs, what kind of prerequisites that take everything. So most of the other other frameworks doesn't provide the support like the automatic API documentation creation. In Fast API, for any application that we create, an interactive API documentation will be created by the Fast API framework itself. It has open standards for Open API and JSON schema, so it can automatically build a Swagger UI for the web application without any coding by ourselves. The next one is like it supports async IO operations. This feature is possible in Fast API because of the fact that this Fast API is built on a library called Starlit. This API sits on a server which is called UVCon. This is a lightweight framework AGSI server that supports this async IO framework. Like multiple API calls can be made simultaneously because of this feature. And this Fast API is mainly built for the for making REST API calls, and these calls can be made secured. For example, we have Okta, right? Like for this API calls that made from Fast API, we can secure it with Okta. And when building APIs using this Fast API, the integration of databases is quite simple when compared with other frameworks. Adding a database to our application stack is as simple as possible. That almost of the amount of the work to be done will be determined by the database and not by the complexity of the web framework. And this Fast API supports all kinds of REST calls like get, put, post, delete, like most of the all the REST API calls. Like this is inbuilt and we need not import any packages for making this REST API calls. And the last one is like GraphQL support. Like when we are working with complex data model, this REST API features can be a serious hindrance for most of the time. Um, Often it is not at all. Like when a tiny change in the front end requires to update the scheme of an endpoint, this would be hard. But when we use this GraphQL, Graphene and Fast API like works together seamlessly. No need to install any extensions like we do for other frameworks like Django, Flask and all. Since it is inbuilt, there won't be any issue with when working with Fast API. Can you move to the next slide? Yeah. There are a few other frameworks as well for developing any APIs. Few of the other frameworks are Django, Flask, etc. Like those developers choose Fast API over these other frameworks because like Python has always been a popular choice for developing lightweight web apps. This Python works well with all the other frameworks, but when compared with Flask and Django, Fast API have more features. For example, if at all we are creating any application with Django, Django, in the sense like one of the issue with using Django to build any application is the Django itself is a huge project. So incorporating any features to that new project will take lots of time. And either if at all we want to add any new feature, we have to create it as a package and not as a main project in Django, which is a hindrance because we at few times we won't know like which project to be fetched out, which module or package should be fetched out from the Django main project and which can be added as a particular package. And Django doesn't support any REST APIs directly. And it is since it is like, for example, if at all we have to make any REST API calls and Django doesn't have any thing inbuilt in its main project, we have to add Django REST framework package to support this API REST API calls. On the other hand, like Flask is directly opposite to the Django. Like it comes with bare of features and we have to add everything as a package to the Flask application. And Fast API in turn, it's like right in the middle of Django and Flask, which is like it isn't a huge project and it also is not a bare project without any modules. Few examples can be like Flask doesn't support asynchronous tasks or it doesn't have a separate module to do the data validation and all. But when we look into the Fast API, we have separate packages that do the data validation inbuilt. Like we need to add any particular module to do that validation part. These are the main things that differentiate Fast API from Flask and Django. Over to Sandhya.
So let's explore on. Yeah, thanks, Kasturi. So let's explore on the like important fast API libraries. So let's start with Starlet library. So which is a lightweight framework ideal for building high performance async services. So Starlet is used for building async services, and it is a production ready and supports WebSockets and GraphQLs, etc. So if we see Pydantic library, so what it does is it enforces a type ins at runtime and provides a user-friendly errors when the data is invalid and define how the data should be, and also it validates the data. So UVCon. So UVCon, as Kasturi said, it's a ASGI server which acts as an application interface for the framework for asynchronous frameworks. So let's see a quick demo on Fast API. So let me explain the code. So I have created an in-memory database, like as an empty database, so which helps the user to insert and delete the data. And here I have used 4 endpoints, like 2 get endpoints and 1 post and 1 delete endpoint. So the first get endpoint is just to like a welcome endpoints, and which will be triggered on the landing page, and then a get endpoint with a parameter restaurant. What it does is, so basically this application, what it does is, it will list the restaurants with the name of the restaurant and the area where it is located. So in this get restaurant, what it does is, it will list all the restaurants which is in the DB. So, and there is another get endpoint to fetch the to fetch a unique restaurant having a restaurant ID on the API call itself. So, so there is a post endpoint. So here you can see like which is like not available in any other frameworks. So while creating, there is a function called create restaurant. So in this, there is a parameter called restaurant, so which has its own type restaurants. So here basically what we have done is, so for the user to create to add data about the restaurant, we have already defined a structure for it. So for defining that structure, what we have used is, we have used a base model which has been imported from the Pydamic library. So in this base model, we have two fields with their data types, that is a name and the area with the data type string. So what it does is, when this parameter is initialized with this restaurant, it will so the fast API, it itself explicit like automatically expect the parameter to be in the type of the restaurant. So that is a base model structure. So once it is in, it will append with the DB. Yeah. So so while deleting the restaurant from the DB, what we have to do is, we have to give the restaurant ID so that the particular restaurant from the DB will be deleted. So let's run this app and let's see how the output. So basically what I'm doing is, so I'm running a Ubicon server. This fast API example is the file name, with the app is a object which is created inside the fast API example. So reload is like I've used the reload to automatically reload the page if there is any changes in the file. So when I start the server, it says Unicorn is running in the localhost. So as I said, in the landing page, we get the hello fast API. So there is some like interesting fact about fast API. There is an interactive Swagger UI for the fast API to view. So for that, what we have to do is, we'll have to go to the localhost endpoint and click. So when we go to this URL, so the fast API lists all the APIs which have been used in the file. So we'll start with post API. So let me check if I have added any restaurants first. So what we have to do is, we have to go to the get restaurants and have to press the try it out. And then when we execute this API, so the response body is empty. So it's initially like an empty. So let's insert the data. So as I said, we have given a base model with a structure for it. So here, when you see in the post thing, you will have a request body with an example value, that is the name and the area, which is of string type. So if you add something other than this, the fast API will never accept and it will throw an error. So what we have to do is, we'll have to go to try it out. And then here, see, I'm adding little Italy restaurant. So it says I have added the response body. The response body is shown. I have added this. So let's add one more. So I'm adding one more object to this. So So let's see, let's execute the get restaurant API. So the response body shows the two objects I have added previously. So let's try to get the restaurant passing an ID to it. So again, try it out. I'm giving the ID here and I'm executing it. So it's giving me uh, the restaurant of ID 1. Let's try to delete this. So I'm giving the same one and then I'm executing this. So let's see whether it has been executed correctly. So again, when we go to get restaurants, we see the object has been deleted. So this is how the Fast API Swagger UI works. So it lists all the API which you have listed, and you can check it out how it works. And over to Kasturi. So that's it, the sessions, guys. So if you have any question, you can ask us.
Or if you want if you want us to repeat any sections of the presentation, we can do that also.
No, so thank you guys for your interest in joining the learning session.
You
Thank you,
can reach out
Kasturi.
to any of us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Next.